Hey, you're watching Roll for Crit at PhD's Speed Gaming event. We are here with Travis and Jeff from Atlas Games, and they are going to tell us a little bit about the game Lost in Relay? Am I saying it right?
We say relay.
Relay.
You can say it however you want. As we were saying before,
I don't want any confusion.
There's no canonical pronunciation for that, so it's, I don't know, like skateboarding or freestyle riding. You do it how you feel it.
Okay, right. I like it. So how does it play?
So Lost in Relay is a single deck card game. We all share the cards. So the deal with it is this. Everybody is familiar with Lovecraft's story, The Call of Cthulhu. That's kind of the foundational story of the whole deal.
Sure.
So the premise of the game is that we are all stuck inside of this story.
Again.
So very bad news, and in fact, in keeping with the Cthulhu mythos, none of us can win. There is no winner to Lost in Relay.
Oh, I like that.
There is one loser who will be the last person to get rid of their cards. Okay. So the whole game is a struggle to get rid of your cards. You have a hand of cards you have to get rid of. You have a set of escape cards on the table that you have to get rid of. And then you have an ultimate escape card that you have to get rid of. And so that is how you avoid being the loser.
It's like the opposite of Uno.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't want to
exactly
get rid of them.
so.
Okay. That's
So I'm here because I'm always that loser guy at the office when we're playtesting. So.
I would probably be that as well.
So the game's got cards that have numbers on them, and all of the numbered cards have powers on them. They've each actually got like a grid of powers. So the deck is built so there are 5 2s in the deck, there are 5 7s in the deck, there's 5 of every card in the deck. The more of them you play at once, the more awesome your power gets, right? So you can see it here on the 2 card. There's a 3 and a 4 and a 5, and that's the power you unlock if you play 3 2s or 4 2s or 5 2s. And they get better and better the more of them you play at once. You can also gang up with the one that's on the top of the discard pile, right? So if you
So it's sort of a wild going, like if there's
so
2 there.
You've got a draw pile and you've got a discard pile, just like Uno.
Okay.
You've got to play cards whose value is higher to or equal to the one on the discard pile. If you can't do it, you've got to take the entire discard pile into your hand. Which seems pretty bad, except the cool thing about that is then you've got all of that stuff to fuel your sets to unlock higher powers. So there is a kind of a strategic question about when does it make sense to take this stack, even though it's bad to have cards in your hand because you're more likely to be a loser, but you're also going to get fuel for your awesome powers.
Right.
And I noticed, I don't know if this is purposeful, but one of the symbols is not a number.
Yeah, right on. So that the symbol there is for event cards, and those are ones that you can always play no matter what number the discard pile shows, and they have special effects. Some of them let you bring your escape cards into your hand before the phase of the game would otherwise allow. Some of them let you sweep the entire discard pile out of play so that you're no longer in peril of getting that. Anytime you sweep the discard pile, you get another play, so that can be a powerful ability. But nearly all of these event cards also leave the game when you play them. So that is getting rid of your opportunity or your danger of taking the stack. So there's a question there too about when to play those. You can always play them, so as long as you've got an event card in your hand, you're not going to be cornered into picking up that stack because you can't play a number card that is powerful enough.
There's a lot of ways to actually clear the draw pile too, or the discard pile.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them, so it's not as much as you think it is when you're playing.
It's not going to be like half the deck or anything.
Exactly. So because it gets cleared most of the time. It gets cleared every 6 or 10 cards, but it can definitely stack up, especially towards the end of the game when people are playing 4, 5 cards at a time. There are even event cards that extend your set, right? So you could wind up playing 7 2s, even though there's only 5 of them in the deck.
Okay.
How many players is it?
This goes up to 6.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
That's a good selection. The artwork is really cool. I don't know if is this all the same artist?
This is all the same artist. Her name is Kelly Hensing. She did a bunch of Ars Magica art for us way back in the day. I worked with her maybe 10 or 12 years ago even, but when we were looking for somebody to do this, thinking about someone who's style matched, and we thought of her. So our developer Kyla met up with her at Comic-Con last year to talk about this project. So we're really pleased with the art. We think that the tarot-sized cards show the art off really, really well.
Yeah, no,
That's nice too.
and it makes it stand out more. It's not just the small deck. I feel like if I'm holding all these, I really feel like,
Well, so here's the other kind of ninja style thing that allows. Because the cards are taller, you can sometimes wind up with a super large hand of cards. But since the tarot cards are super long, you can spread a lot of cards in your hand, still have it fit, and be able to see what all of those things
Right.
are. So the dimensions on the card work in a couple of different ways to make this a good choice for this particular game.
You don't have to have the
Yeah.
text like blocked by anything or muddled with the artwork either.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice, that's a plus. Yeah, I mean, this looks awesome. Is there anything else you guys have going on that you want to talk about and for in the future or related to this or not?
Well,
Just
this
Atlas
is coming out
Games
in
stuff?
June. Look for it in a
Nice.
nice tin. It will travel super
Oh,
well.
that's good.
We'll have this at Origins, depending on when the main shipment comes in. We might have a boatload of it at Origins, a literal boatload of it at Origins, or we might have a limited quantity there. But there are also some scheduled events there, so anybody who's going to be there should stop by and check it out.
No, it's good.
Yeah, go ahead.
No.
I was gonna say we love when because there's a lot of Cthulhu games. And a lot of them are very heavy and complicated. So
Right.
we're always excited when there's something that's a little more intermediate, so you can kind of play it and it doesn't take 5 hours to get through. That's always a
Right
plus.
on. And it's super approachable. There's no mythos knowledge necessary. This is a good gateway mythos.
Yeah. That's a good pun intended, I guess, or unintended.
The only other thing that we thought we might mention is a game called Hounded that's going to be coming out later in the year. Travis and I were just playing it out in the lobby there. That's a two-player only game where one player is a fox who is trying to escape a hunting party. The master of hounds is leading a whole bunch of dogs. And so that one is a super portable game where you lay out a bunch of small square tiles, almost like a chessboard, and then move these painted meeples around the board. There's a fox, and then there are all of these little dogs and the huntsman. And it's got a very cool, it's got a very modern style to it. So the pieces are all angular and have a very cool look to them. So especially if you're into two-player games, play at home when you can't get the group together, or that's very, very portable, play in a coffee shop. That one is
Yeah, no,
solid.
that seems perfect back to back with this. Like you said before, like this is a nice tin that can be portable. So you've got two great games that you can sort of just throw in a bag and play when you're, as you said, like at the coffee shop or like if you're at a convention or something. It sounds
Waiting
like,
in line.
Yes.
Yeah. This is pretty portable too. It looks like it's not a huge number.
How much will this be going for retail?
Is this one $15?
It's $14.95.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're
I
on
think
board.
Hounded's supposed to be 13 or 13.95. So.
Right. Okay, so the game is Lost in Relay. Okay, I got it that time. And from Atlas Games, and look for it very soon.
And of course, don't forget Hounded.
And Hounded.
And
yes.
Hounded.
Which will be coming a little later in the year.
Late third or early fourth quarter.
Third and fourth. Okay. Otherwise, this is Roll for Crit, PhD Speed Gaming. Thanks for watching.